see what Bitcoin just did? I'm literally quaking in my Balenciaga Crocs right now, and after you watch this video, you will wish you were never born. And have you seen this? If Scott Menard from Gugu Guggenheim is correct about his prediction, then all bets are off for Bitcoin and crypto. But what I'm about to show you is so big, it will make even your mom look small. I'm Gugu Gaga, a big baby, and 3 things in this video will literally blow your mind. So sit back, grab a sugary juice, and let's get slurping. So you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, turn on those ghost notifications to never miss these absolutely time-sensitive alerts. And as well, if you guys are interested in any bonuses, deals, make sure to check out the links below. Absolutely gigantic bonuses, and I have 1 Twitter and 1 Instagram. And without any further ado, let's just get dumped on. Shockingly big, with Bitcoin now getting, yes, that's right, its 8th red weekly candle in a row. The dump fest continues. And I'm willing to bet, this is just my opinion, but I'm willing to bet that this next weekly candle that will be closing in 6 days, a little more than 6 days, will have some green to it. Okay, but this is just absolutely devastating to the market. And there's so many other things that have been shaping up. One, the DXY is actually on its first substantial downtrend since the very, pretty much the beginning of this year. We have actually now set a lower low as of today. The DXY starting off the day at 103.05 and going all the way down exactly about 1 whole point below that at 102.06, currently at about 102.1 at this very second. But, you know, is the DXY now actually starting to see some resistance, beginning what could be the beginning of a multi-month, finally, uptrend for Bitcoin after, again, going back about 6 years to 2016, this historical level of resistance, which again, it set a new all-time high, or not a new all-time high, but a new high over the last like 2 decades. And now it's on a little bit of a downturn. So that gives a little bit of renewed hope for the baby bulls. And it's just very important here. But as well with Bitcoin on these charts, are we now actually finally seeing some bullish divergence after putting in, yes, a lower low, but on the RSI, a higher low after falling below below 25,000 or around $25,000 range, and now have been teeter-tottering right at about 30K for pretty much the last 2 weeks. We've been between 31,000 and 29,000 for like 95% of the last 2 weeks. And is this finally giving the baby bulls and the moon boys just enough juice to slurp and gurp the baby bears into oblivion for a multi-month pounding? That's exactly what we're going to be talking about. And as well, after setting this record-setting volume of the last 12 months on this mega dump, you know, how likely is it that Bitcoin can initiate some sort of reversal here? And so as well, so many things, SPX still kind of continuing its downtrend, not actually looking that good, but can Bitcoin defy the odds here? But according to Gugu Guggenheim's Scott Menard, he says here Bitcoin could fall to 8,000 US dollars, a more than 70% plunge from where we currently are, currently at about 30,000, which is absolutely devastating. He's been wrong before. He's had many predictions, just like everyone, and you know, he had very bullish predictions, and also he's had very bearish predictions. And yeah, this is just gigantic. He said here, when you break below 30K, $8,000 is the ultimate bottom, without citing any real source for that, but just saying that he thinks we have a lot of room to the downside. When you break below $30,000 consistently, which we've dipped our toes a little bit below 30K multiple times over the past 12 months, or even the past 13 months going back to the summer of last year. And, you know, Bitcoin, that was the bottom in the past. But he's saying now that he believes that this is devastating for the market. And he also said that most crypto is junk, but that Bitcoin and Ethereum will survive. And I agree with that. I do think most of crypto is a junk. Most of this space is just riddled with scams. It is vastly different from even when I joined crypto. Yes, there were scams back when I first got interested, but this whole space has taken on a much more toxic presence, I would say, to people that are not inside of crypto and even people that have been inside crypto. For example, if you ask somebody, a random person on the street, what do you think about crypto? Most people will say it's a Ponzi or a scam, right? People don't have a really good view of crypto. People also have the view that crypto is like 99% men, which it is. It's more like 93 or 94% men. So yes, of course, there's thousands of women in the space, thankfully, but it is mostly moon boys and baby boy bulls, not many baby girl bulls. And crypto bros, obviously crypto bros is kind of a derogatory term, right? People, crypto has a kind of negative connotation a little bit. But as well, Bitcoin forecast price must hold $28,000 to prevent a total collapse here. With Bitcoin hovering above critical support around 28K, there is this possibility to establish the completion of a head and shoulders top. Nice, a topping pattern. We're about to top off the market, if you know what I mean. The initial target is 20,000 with a possibility of reaching 12,500 later this year, possibly soon if we see another crypto flash crash. One of the only ways that people plan on making money if this does happen is shorting Bitcoin. By trading it, by shorting it. Is that risky? Absolutely. But is it possible that with the current macroeconomic environment, that could be a viable way of accumulating more cryptocurrency long term? Absolutely, right? Whether you like it or not, that is just a objective reality of the space. It is possible that we see more downside. The next halving is not for a little bit, right? The next halving is not around the corner. And the halvings so far are, I think, one of the only things that have not been broken in terms of models that kind of dominate Bitcoin cycles. Lengthening cycle, which I was hearing about for the past year all the time, right? In my comments all the time. People were saying, oh, you have to check out lengthening cycles. I don't hear anything about that anymore. I don't hear anything about, obviously, the stock to flow model or those kind of predictions. All of that has gone out the window. And really, I guess, there's not really much left because the cycle has diverged so much from what people thought was going to happen based on historic data. But here you can see that head and shoulders type pattern here with the neckline being right around that $28,000 level. So again, dumping this down to minimum like 20K is that possibility there. There's a bull case to repair near-term sentiment. It must get back above $32,000. And I think if it's going to happen, it's going to happen this week. And what I mean by that is I think that we're going to have a green weekly candle. All that would look like here, okay, is this. Bitcoin would have to pump up to here, okay? And if you're looking at this chart, if you're looking at this weekly chart and you see all of this dumpiness, for pizza's sake, all of this straight dumpage, and you don't think that a move to just right here is possible, then again, I think it's very unreasonable. I think it's very likely that we get a move to at least there. That's like the bare minimum that Bitcoin needs. And I'll just kind of put it right here. It's even below this line, actually, right about here. Okay, so Bitcoin just has to bounce a little itsy bitsy bit more. What is this? Maybe like 5%. If Bitcoin can get a 5% bounce after dumping like 60, almost 65% in the past 6 months, then there is some hope for this being a double bottom or a reversal pattern here. But as well, crypto has never existed through a global recession. All bets are off, and we might be able to see the first true crypto crash. This is the ultimate doomsday scenario, but it absolutely is something worth talking about considering, it's true. Bitcoin was basically invented in response to the last global recession back in 2008. It was invented because of that. And with that being said, it did not exist before that. It did not exist during the recession. Again, Bitcoin's true purpose basically would be to mitigate that or to give us another option if something like that would happen. So if Bitcoin tanks along with the stock market like it's been doing during a true prolonged recession or depression, then I would say, in my opinion, it has failed to do what it was created for. But we have not had that test yet. We haven't had that happen yet. So will it fail the test or will it succeed? Nobody knows. It hasn't happened. Right now, it is heavily correlated to stocks, but will there be a time where it decouples, right? You hear about the decoupling all the time. That is exactly what I think will eventually happen because I think that's really the only outcome if Bitcoin's going to succeed. If it just follows stock markets for the rest of eternity, then it failed at what it's supposed to do. And a lot of the responses just basically said, yeah, nobody knows. We'll have to wait and see. A lot of people consider what they put into crypto as already lost. And again, that's a good way to look at it because that's a great way of framing it. So you only lose what you can afford to. Never invest more than you can afford to lose. But basically the point is, we have to, whatever happens, again, it's very, very gray skies and very unclear right now. However, ultimately, I think that these are going to be some amazing opportunities. And within a very short amount of time, I think a lot of people are going to be surprised at how much the sentiment can change. And again, the DXY is just something I think is something everyone is watching so closely right now. It is broken below the 21-day moving average for the first time since about 2 months. However, it quickly shot back above that. This time, after we broke through it last week, instead of getting a quick bounce like we did last time, it actually printed a very big red candle. So this week is going to be huge for Bitcoin and the DXY. If the DXY continues sinking down to this 50-day moving average down here, that will be very telling. And then as well, if Bitcoin can close this week green, that is absolutely ginormous for the space. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, turn on those ghost notifications to never miss these absolutely time-sensitive alerts. As well, if you guys are interested in any bonuses, deals, make sure to check out everything below. Great deals for getting altcoins if you're interested in scooping things up. If you're interested in shorting Bitcoin, again, it is risky, but there are absolutely gigantic $4,000 plus bonuses on both Femex and Bybit below in the description. Again, keep in mind, trading is risky, but again, holding during a bear market is equally as risky, and a lot of people don't like telling you that. But without any further ado, that's it for me.